Jay Williams, should be a terrific game here tonight. From Smoothie King Center in downtown New Orleans, tonight it's the New Orleans Pelicans playing host to the LA Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers control the tip. Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
Lonzo Ball against George. Lets it fly from long range, and he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Takes it coast to coast, and the strong finish at the rim. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed, and that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively, and that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
LA Clippers with the basketball. George lets it fly. Paul George, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
DeMarcus Cousins pins it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Leonard to George.
Screen left coming, screen left coming, screen left.
In a flash, scores at the rim.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No be playoff P all day.
Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
George, his first effort, off the mark. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
New Orleans has it. Bledsoe to Adams. Lonzo Ball hits it, and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
Most definitely contact on that forearm during the follow-through. You have to give the offensive player a lot of credit. The concentration you need to make a shot after getting fouled, that's big time.
Three-pointer plus a free throw on that trip. Screen coming. George to Leonard. Baseline drive. Short jumper won't go down. Another follow, still no good. Marcus Morris snatching it out of the air.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Paul George looking good, 4 for 5.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
To Ball. Paul George sends it away. This will get out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Into the game for LA, number 9,
Thomas. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Spinning shot, won't fall.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
To Paul George. Paul George. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Knocked loose. Taken by the Pelicans. Shot from the lane won't go.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Paul George to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas, or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Count the basket inside.
I'm telling you right now, with moves like that, scoring is not going to be an issue tonight.
That's no good.
That's called a heat check right there. Surprise.
Layup's good at the buzzer. Nice finish to this first quarter. One quarter down, and Jay, you know both coaches wanted to see more stops on the defensive end, but was that fun to watch or what?
The pace of this game has been prolific. As a fan, I love to watch. As a coach, I would be pulling my hair out. These players would drive me crazy. I need to see some defense, please.
I don't want to ask this question. What hair?
Why would you ask it then if you don't want to ask?
Just going there.
Okay. Well, you win.
To Leonard. Here comes the screen. Driving right to the basket. Kawhi Leonard. He's now 4 for 6.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Thomas. From the painted area, won't go down. Add 2 points to the board.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Deep left corner. Hart against Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. Deep right corner. 4-3. Marcus Morris the rebound. To George. Short jumper off the mark. To Josh Hart. Leonard to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
You're on the island now.
Here comes the screen. Thomas doesn't have the touch. No good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Leonard. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
Oh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Free throw good as he finishes off the three-point play. They're back within a bucket. Clippers have the basketball. Leonard to Cousins. Had a chance, but it's no good. To Bledsoe. Patrick Beverly with a piece.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
And a throwdown. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
It's a big finish.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs to guard on the next play down the court.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Paul George.
2 minutes left in the
Leonard. Won't go. To Josh Hart. Ingram, tough matchup against George. New Orleans down to 4 in the shot clock. To Bledsoe. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not there for Bledsoe. Defense all over him. Beverly into the front court. 2-point advantage. Down low to Cousins. Nice pass to set things up.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Here comes the screen. Ingram in a matchup with Boogie. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
And throws it down.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
The Pelicans will take the timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Alvin Gentry is going to make some moves. Lonzo Ball. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
The defense needs to be in more of a stance and react better. A player with that kind of NBA talent level will get to the rim every time with moves like that.
To Leonard. George to Marcus Morris. Leonard. Can't connect. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Bledsoe with the basketball. Down 4. Ball. And the Clippers able to clear the board. Cruises inside for 2. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Time expires to end the first half. The Clippers are out in front.
is Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. The Clippers have a comfortable lead at the halfway mark, and these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Pelicans have dug themselves a bit of a hole after 2 quarters. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. These are
game track. Blocks.
the Los Angeles Clippers have been making the kind of defensive impact that can affect the team mentally. After a lot of those blocks, you'll start to see guys more hesitant and second-guessing shot opportunities.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard put together a highlight reel of dunks in the first half. At this point, the defense is trying to avoid showing up in any posters.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Bledsoe with it up top. The deficit is 6. A drive baseline, but the shot won't go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
And a backcourt violation. Kicks it around the perimeter. Drives, but a shot won't go down.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Team foul number 1 for the Los Angeles.
DeMarcus Cousins, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 73%. Off the mark on the first free throw. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Bledsoe to Adams. Big man, Steven Adams. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Underutilized, underutilized, underutilized. Am I getting my point across? Let's see more of that.
Knocks it down off the step back.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Bledsoe with the basketball. The margin standing now at 7. Oh, had him going there for a second. Offensive rebound. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Steven Adams trying to cash in on the three-point play. 56% for his career. Free throw is good to finish off the three-point play. That slices the lead down to 4. It's the Clippers with the possession now to Leonard. Bledsoe. Stuffs it down with authority.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Big finish at the rim.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Beverly into the front court. Our score all even in this third quarter. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Kawhi Leonard at the line for 2 shots. A career 84% free throw shooter. First free throw is good.
For New Orleans, number 3, Josh Hart.
And he makes them both. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Leonard to Beverly. To George. And Cousins throwing it down.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ball game.
Alonzo controls the offense.
I got him.
And he finishes at the rim.
Ooh, is there a medic in the house? You need to get those ankles retaped ASAP.
Great dish to set it up. George, wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
There is no better feeling than after making that shot and trotting back on defense, seeing your opponent stare, point, or yell at each other for miscommunication.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
Isaiah Thomas.
Beverly into the front court. Tie game, third quarter. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Pelicans have the basketball. Lonzo Ball matched up with Paul George. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Lonzo Ball at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. And he's got the free throw as well. Steven Adams with the block. Now pass stolen by the Pelicans. Short jumper misses.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Ingram's shot won't go.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
It's LA Clippers ball. Pelicans have it. It's Thomas. Cleans it up. Offensive board. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
Beverly into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Ball with it up top. Looking to make something happen.
Get buckets, don't get buckets. Get buckets on him. Yep, right there, yep. Come on,
Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Third quarter comes to an end. The fourth quarter on the way. The Pelicans in front. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And this one looked like it might be a mismatch coming in. But, Jay, this has been a much closer game than anybody could have bargained for.
Well, these are the moments within the games where the team with the lead gets a little bit tight. When a team who's down, who has the firepower that this team does, you got to make sure that you execute every matter of the game in order to finally close it out.
To Paul George. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Paul George trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. The free throw, good. Finishes off the three-point play. And we're tied up here in the fourth quarter. Lays it up and in.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Isaiah Thomas, 4 out of 7.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way, though.
Leonard to Beverly. Nice pass to get things going.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Thomas across the timeline. Lead is 2 with a drop step. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
I'm pretty sure I saw that move earlier in the game. I can't believe you fell for it again.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Another chance. Patrick Beverly looking good. 4 for 5.
Well, here's something that all the great ones do. What first half? This is another first half. This is another half of basketball. That one that just happened is no longer. I can only focus on the now. If you're able to take your mind to this place, all of a sudden it helps you recalibrate.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down. Timeout called here by the Clippers. That's their first, Leaves them with one remaining the rest of the way.
And I've been seeing a lot of barking back and forth between the players and the fans. I actually like that. I think that gets the players more engaged in the game, in particular sometimes when the game seems like it's dead air.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. To George. Trying to cash in. He buries it, creating space with the step back.
Ooh, I'm telling you from experience, his teammates will never let that one down.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
Cashes in for two.
This is why I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Lonzo Ball against George. To Bledsoe. To Ball. 5 to shoot for the Pelicans. Here's a chance from long range, and the rebound taken in by George. To Batum. Nikola Batum. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Ball. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Free throw good. He finishes off the three-point play as they take a three-point lead. Knocked loose. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Ball, so it'll stay with the LA Clippers. George, too easy. Defense has to communicate.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Lonzo Ball has got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. First one, count it. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. A drive to the basket, but the shot won't go down.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
Hat-trick Beverly. He's now 5 for 6.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Ball. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
Turnovers like that at this point of the game are daggers. You can't afford to have empty possessions in the final 2 minutes.
And a nice finish at the rim.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Clippers have the basketball. George, yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
Time for some new personnel into the game. Bledsoe to Ball. Going to launch beyond the arc. Not that time. He misses. Beverly into the front court. Leads 4. And scores.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. Knocked loose. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George rejects it. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they win a close one by 2. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers emerged victorious after a tight finish. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Pelicans finished on the losing end of a close score. No one can say they lost because of lack of effort. The way they attacked the offensive boards deserves some credit for sure.
Game track. Assists.
I was really impressed by the way these teams shared the ball. As you can see in these highlights, the ball movement was spectacular. It can't be said enough. The extra pass can make all of the difference.
Player of the game.
Paul George put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in the zone, he just took it to another level.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.